How's it going, everybody? It's Gavin Grubbs. I got Scott Shive with me for the B main. Scott, this is episode 26. We do an episode every 2 weeks, so you know what that means?
This is, I guess, we've come full circle. Truly, we're now back to our first content of what we first covered in our very first episode.
Yeah, it's super exciting. So with that, I'm going to bring us right into those headlines. Emerson Axsom won the Chili Bowl. Hudson O'Neal wins the overall championship at the Wild West Shootout, being the only driver to score 2 wins. The World of Outlaws are getting ready to kick off their late model season. A few NASCAR teams announced they're paying tribute to Greg Biffle with Daytona 500 paint scheme announcements. And Jonathan Davenport might be off the Lucas Oil Tour full-time this year. And we're bringing you even closer to the 2026 racing season.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we saw 2 weeks of great racing in Tulsa and in Arizona.
Yeah.
And what's funny is when I was watching the Tulsa Shootout 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what, this is good, but it seemed like it, I'm not going to say lacked, but it didn't seem like it was as awesome as I thought it was going to be. And then the Chili Bowl delivered all week long.
Yeah. I think for me, the shootout was a bit confusing at first because of all of the different classes and trying to understand that for me. Because I don't, when we watch anything, at the lowest point, it's maybe micros. And then there's one singular class. We got into the junior sprints, wing and non-wing. Then you get into the outlaw classes, the stock classes, which outlaw and stock is not. Yeah, exactly. It gets a little confusing trying to keep up with everything. But when it comes to the Chili Bowl, it is one car. Everybody is there with the same car, and there is one goal. And there is one race you are trying to make. And I think that simplicity of the Chili Bowl makes it easier. I think for me, huge applause to the track crew. Everything that they did, honestly, the worst day of the track for me was the Saturday prelim main feature for the Chili Bowl because it was mainly the top. But again, you've been racing all day long. And it didn't hurt. Like, I still thought the racing was great. Obviously, Axsom absolutely dominated, but we'll get to that. But, I mean, every single day through the prelim nights and prelim days, I felt like the track was great, especially Thursday and Friday. I mean, both lanes were absolutely raceable. You saw guys throwing sliders, using the bottom, migrating to the top. You could get all around the racetrack, and that was my favorite thing. Just everybody could go anywhere and at all times, and I loved it. I really did.
Yeah, it seemed like the later on in the week we got it just ramped up every day.
It did.
Monday night, I thought was really good. Christopher Bell won the prelim night Monday, won the Race of Champions. Up until the A main, he was undefeated. Every race, every time he was on track, he won.
Yep.
And I kind of went into Saturday, even before the pole shuffle, really, before they qualified. I was like, Christopher Bell's got the car to beat. He is just so much smoother, so much more planned at the end of the track than everybody else. He didn't really look that much faster. He was just, it didn't look like he was having to work near as hard to do the same thing everyone else was doing.
Yeah, I mean, in the World Champions night and his prelim night on Thursday, I mean, on Thursday he was dominant. I mean, he won.
Yeah, great.
He won his qualifier, he won his heat, and he won the prelim night feature. So I don't know, though. I will say, I mean, he looked amazing until it came to Saturday, and the game absolutely changed. But for Monday and Thursday, he was in the track like nobody else.
Yeah. Kyle Larson won the Monday night feature, but he didn't look like Kyle Larson.
I don't know.
Okay,
I kind of disagree.
Okay, I mean, he won, and he looked good, but he was fighting that race car. It looked like it was angry.
He was uncomfortable.
He looked like he was – it felt like he was on his heels the whole night, even though he was out front.
Yeah, I see that point too. So, but I will say I will take my, I think, one win of the week for my picks. I think that was my only one. I think
you got one.
Did you pick Axsom?
I picked Axsom and CV.
Yeah. Which I don't think either of us were going to guess Han.
Did I pick Bell? Did I
I
go three
think
for
you
five?
did. I
I
think you
think I went
did.
3 for 5.
Yeah.
And I will say, and I'm not gonna pat myself on the back too much, I could have went 4 for 5 because Buddy Kofoid did have to pull out with a health issue.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and that's the thing. I think if I would have picked straight up
Because
off of
Axsom
if
got
we
moved
yeah,
from no, Tim's got moved from Wednesday to Tuesday.
yes.
And then I think that made Axsom's road to the front a little bit easier, but he was still dominant. And Ryan
Yeah.
Timms was good, but I don't think he was a factor to win.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
he
hey,
went out after the B main.
I'll take my one. I'll take my one.
Yeah, yeah.
And a part of that is because we made different picks. Like, we didn't want any of them to be the same or repeating.
Yeah.
Because I would have had Logan Seavey on Friday. I mean, I had
Yeah, I think
three in
everybody
a
there would
row.
have had Logan Seavey.
Exactly. So, but hey, I will take my one. Yeah, but I thought the prelim nights were great, honestly. Blake Hahn was, I guess I would say, the big surprise to me, not for the dirt racing community. Everyone knows Blake Hahn and his relationship with the Chili Bowl. He's just someone I'm not as familiar with because he's not a big tour runner, and that's where I've started, and I got to work my way down.
Yeah, he's a full-time 360 guy.
Exactly. So, and everyone knows him when it comes to the Chili Bowl, so that was a big win for him, and it was cool. I like the look of his car too. He had a chance on Saturday as well until he had problems starting the car under caution, and he fell back. Which I was surprised by that rule that the caution was already out, and he had problems like the car stalled, and he didn't get his position back. So I was interested by that rule that it's, if the caution's already out and you have a problem and you don't go to the work area, that you can get your position back.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, anything else from the prelim night stick out to you?
There were a few drivers that didn't have great races on their prelim nights, but it wasn't anything crazy. Brim Crouch, he's a full-time 410 guy that we know about. I mean, I wouldn't say an elite sprint car guy, but he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a great night. He was not good at all on his prelim night.
Yeah.
Haley Bryson got in 2 wrecks, one in her heat race, one in her qualifier. The one in the heat race, she started second, was a victim of a slider in turn 3 on lap 1. I don't think it was a huge issue. Drove back through the field high enough up to make a qualifier, and then got wrecked out in the qualifier, which, okay. I don't think anybody really was saying, hey, she's going to be top 10 on Saturday, but usually you see her in a B or C main on Saturday night, and she got buried. I think it was in a F or a E, somewhere in there.
Yep.
I'm looking through my notes. Jet Barnes ended up top 3 on his prelim night.
Yes.
This kid. I like
Insane.
This kid. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's a cool kid.
He's young. He's fun. He's young.
I loved him in driver intros on Saturday. Did you see him shotgun the victory fuel?
I did. That is funny.
Did you see the video that Flo posted before that of Justin Grant and Logan Seavey teaching him how to do it?
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. That was funny. But yeah, he did really good.
I'll say this about Jet Barnes, and not just the goofiness of, hey, shotgun this when you go across the stage because you're 14 and it'll be funny, but Jet knew to go to CV, Grant, and Larson to talk before the race. He found probably the three of the best non-wing guys in the country to say, hey, I want to sit here and talk to y'all. I want to learn as much as I can right before this race from the best to do it. He had the instinct to go to those 3 guys.
Yeah.
And not just being goofy as a fan, but he had the instinct to go to them. And that's what impressed me about him. Ricky Thornton Jr., JJ Yaley, Ty Gibbs. Which Ty Gibbs wasn't a guy everybody was like, oh, he's going to do great. But he's a Cup Series driver. You expect him to be pretty good. JJ Yaley, another one of those guys who, if you're in the sprint car world, you have a different thought of him than you are if you're a NASCAR person.
Yeah.
People who would compare his open wheel success to NASCAR success a lot to Dave Blaney. And it's a similar idea as where NASCAR fans look at him and go, oh, he was the guy who ran 25th to 30th most of my childhood. And then you talk to a dirt fan, and they're telling all these stories about how great he was back in the day.
Yeah.
RTJ, I think he ended up in a C main after winning one of the races out at the Wild West Shootout, which is awesome.
Yeah.
To be flying back and forth. I think he ended up only racing once at the Wild West Shootout. I think he just went home after the Chili Bowl, but still impressive.
It definitely was. JJ Yaley, yeah, like you said, I mean, I didn't even notice until last year when you kind of talked about it, just about his whole dirt background, and that, I mean, he was one of the guys, and he's still got it. Like
the USAC side.
for his age, he's still got it for as much as he can. So I mean, I think he made it.
Yeah.
I want to say he made it to the B main, but didn't make it in.
C, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
then the very last prelim night, Gavin Miller and Jesse Love were both impressing me. And their nights ended on a heartbreak. Gavin Miller threw an insane slider on Justin Grant, made it work, cleared Justin, and just was in it too hard and couldn't get out of it enough. Hit his right rear on the front stretch wall, destroyed his race car.
yeah, I mean that was a scary flight.
Yeah, he went to a local medical facility, got checked out. He was cleared, but he made the decision not to race on Saturday.
Yeah, and
which I understand.
Yeah,
same thing with Jesse Love.
It was a hard hit to the rear fuel tank as he came down, and that is just not a good area. So and plus he's got bigger things to look at with Daytona coming up in just under a month now. So he has to be fully healthy for that. So it made sense that he didn't want to risk anything because he could have gotten in an accident, in his C main or in his B main or in the Chili Bowl if he made it all the way there. And you don't want to be sidelined when it comes to Daytona, especially when you're the defending champion.
Yeah. Jesse's wreck was that one. That's the thing is I don't know which wreck was more scary between Miller and Love.
I think it was Miller because at least from a looks perspective, because Miller was just tumbling fast. Love's was a bit more slow motion. So if we're talking about looks, probably Gavin Miller. Because, I mean, he hit the right rear on the wall, and then boom. I mean, that thing just took up. Like, it was instant. Love's was a little bit, Gio Scelzi got kind of loose in front of him, coming to the checkered, and then he just kind of got in the air. More of what you would naturally see, but Gavin Miller's was just so quick and unexpected.
And it was kind of heartbreaking because that was for a transfer spot.
Mm-hmm.
And when he cleared him, you're like, he made that move work. And you're like, ooh. But yeah, those were highlights from the week. Driller Day on Saturday. We haven't gotten to the A-Main yet. But how about Darren Nida and Mac Leopard's runs?
Dude, could not believe it. Both of them tied the record.
Both of them tied the record.
Yeah, and then I think Darren Nida... Or no, it was Mac Leopard.
More cars,
the most in history, and then I think there was another one that he beat as well. So it was Nida and Mac.
Won 4 races in a row.
Yes, it was most. It was most wins. Or I think it was most. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's consecutively. I think it was most on Saturday, like in history. Yeah. So and
consecutively.
I was gonna say, and that whatever the record was before that, he definitely beat that one too. So, but they both tied. The super end. You think just one more from either of them, and it would have broken the record. That's how many was it? Was it 9 or 8? I think it was 8 or 9.
They advanced 8 times. I think they raced 9.
Okay. Yeah, advanced 8. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they advanced 8.
Still crazy. I mean, and that even though they didn't make it all the way or beat that is still. That's what you look for. Like, we always talk about the Chili Bowl and the main feature, and yes, that's the goal. But there are still a lot of people trying to make names for themselves that don't make the A main feature, but still can impress you. And those are those little things you look for that teams are looking for. Like, Darren Nida and Mac Leopard, like, they're going to remember that. And they're going to remember how they raced and how they got to the front. Darren Nida was making the joke about, I don't know, is this enough yet for me to get a 410 sprint ride? So, and that's things that people look at about runs like that, and then more throughout their season of what else have they been doing, because someone might not have known about Darren and Mac Leopard, but now they're going to take a more closer look at them. So, and there's more drivers than just them that made great runs. And so that's not everybody's. I mean, everyone's goal is to try to make the A main, but everyone knows that 400 drivers come in here, 400 cars, and 24 make it. You know how to manage expectations. And so some drivers' goal are to, make it to the D main or make it to the C main or even make the F main, or make a run or pass this many cars. Like, everyone's goals are different come Saturday because, I mean, if you're starting outside of the E main, you know that it is a very, very slim chance that you're going to make Chili Bowl feature.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I don't think since I've been watching the Chili, I don't think I've seen anyone from further than the D make it to the A.
Yeah. Which, I mean, even I don't think anyone from the D made it this year.
No, I don't know if anybody from the C made it.
I think someone from the C did. I can't remember who, but I know at least one. I'm fairly positive. So it was you had to be good. So. The driver interest thing was Jet Barnes. You mentioned that. That was hilarious. But yeah, also, I mean, let's go ahead and get into the race itself. Axsom and Larson start up front, and within like 3 laps, I was going to say,
pass on Larson.
Needed to do it quick. If you let Larson get out there and command and get comfortable, you're in trouble. But it was good that Axsom was a little. I mean, he was aggressive early. It was aggressive. He was putting his car on the line, and I remember it was Caleb, one of the announcers, was like, well, he's going for it. It's early. Remember, it's early.
Yeah.
We still got 51 laps to go. But then, obviously, traffic came into play, and the first incident of the day was with Kyle Larson. Well, it wasn't exactly with him. It became him. It was I don't remember who it was, but
CJ Leary.
It was CJ Leary. He was slow trying to get to the work area in turn 3, and here comes Larson. Can't get slowed up in time and actually flips over him. And whatever it was ended their day, and that is truly unfortunate.
With those big right rear tires, on a sprint car, or even a midget, it's technically not a sprint car, but based on it. When you have to get that hard into the brakes, the car just wants to turn right, and he was close enough to the wall, he just straight into it.
Yep. So that I would have loved to have seen Larson in the rest of that race and what it would have played out like. Because honestly, I mean, yes, Axsom had challenges and he had contenders. I mean, CV was there, Grant, they were on there, but like none of them made the pass. We didn't see back and forth at all. We saw them get very close, and we saw maybe a slider or two, but none of them ever took the lead officially.
I think was it Grant that got around him, and then there was a caution?
Yes.
Yeah, Grant got around him. There was a caution. Him and CV got side by side, made contact all the way down the backstretch. I thought they were both wrecking.
I did too. I thought they were going out.
And I mean, teammates, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But no, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what's impressive for me is because I think everybody there, Axsom's one of those guys, he's a prelim night favorite. He's not a Saturday favorite.
Yeah.
He's a guy everybody's like, he's going to be top 2 on his prelim night. He's probably going to run 5th to 10th on Saturday. He's going to do good. He's going to be there. But nobody really picks him to win. When you look at Saturday, you're picking... Really, if you're not picking Larson, CV, or Bell, you are having an unpopular opinion.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of Bell, getting back to it, he just didn't have it. No, I mean, he was a 7th, he was a 7th place car.
Yeah.
And that surprised me because of how good they were on the other days, and I guess it shows you how different the track had become from Thursday night to Saturday at the time of the feature.
And traffic, and being in traffic.
Yeah, that's true. Because he had barely experienced that.
He started 5th, and all week he had been, I mean,
Top
even
2.
in his heat race and his qualifier, he had a little bit of traffic, but it wasn't the best of the best up there with him. It was good drivers.
Everybody.
Everybody there's good, but it wasn't the best of the best from each night all racing alongside him. In the Race of Champions, he went out there, qualified on pole, and was gone.
Yeah.
On his prelim night, he didn't have a super challenging path to victory.
No. The other big thing for me, well, okay, I guess, what did you think about, I can't remember what took Jet Barnes out of the race. Part of me is trying, I think, I was going to say, which really made me sad because he was running top 6. I mean, it wasn't like he
did. I mean,
I was say he didn't
top 10.
He didn't just finish third on his prelim night. Like he was fighting in the top 10 and solidly at that. So, I mean, if you already weren't looking his way from him just making the A main, he was handily competitive when it came to, like, he was up in the top 5 before he got taken out from mechanical issues and whatever it was. So kudos to him. And I want to see where we might have to look into him at what he's doing this year, what his plans are. Same with Nida and Mac Leopard. Other big thing for me, the only really other big thing was Cannon McIntosh during the race. Honestly, just threw a really dumb slider on Shane Golobic and took Golobic out, I mean, with no question. And I don't know if I can't say it was purposeful. I don't think it was, but it was a very uncalculated move by McIntosh.
And what's bad is he's done that before at the Chili Bowl. We saw, I believe it was last year, maybe year before, the slider he threw on Timez in the B main.
Oh yeah.
That was not for a transfer spot. He thought it was for a transfer spot, but they were both locked in.
Yeah.
And I like Cannon. Cannon's got a lot of talent, but I think has a similar reputation on dirt as Connor Jones does in asphalt. Where everybody's like,
Connor Jones did.
Good. Connor Jones did, exactly. And I think he can change it. I don't think it's too late for him to change it, but I think he is got to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because I think Cannon's 22 years old.
Yeah.
He's been at this a long time.
Yeah. And it was not a way to do it. It was not. I mean, Golobic was having a great race for himself. They were both in the top 10. And that was just, it just was not a good move. It was the move of a rookie, and not a good rookie at that. So
yeah, and I
hate to be too harsh on him, but this isn't obviously the first account. So
yeah,
we'll move on to Axsom taking to victory, and you've got written. I mean, what does this do for him? Because I think about the same thing as well. I mean, let's not forget, he runs with his own team a little bit here and there within the 410 sprints of National Tour within the High Limit and World of Outlaws. But
he was hinting at running full-time World of Outlaws this year because on his, I don't know if it was Race of Champions or prelim night, he made a joke about all these high limit guys doing good that he needed to get one for the Outlaws.
Yeah.
So well, I think he might be hinting at full-time with the Outlaws. He's going to be in that 27 car that he ran a majority of the time last year, which is a pretty good car. That car's gotten better over the last year and a half. They've picked up speed. He's went from a guy who, okay, he might make the A main, he might not, to he should be between 5th and 10th every night.
Yeah, well, because let's not forget this year, he was doing kind of a part-time deal, and then Gio Scelzi immediately leaves his team. And so then they put Emerson Axsom in, and that just did not work out. So, and then I don't know if Axsom went – I think he just ended out the year. I really don't think he did much national stuff. And so Axsom needed something injected into his career for himself and for other people to see. Because if you watch the end of 2025 for Emerson Axsom, you'd have said – he did fine with his team and that team he was running with.
Yeah.
He didn't do great with the 7. Like, you'd have said, he kind of fizzled out there. And you'd have said, do I really want him to come drive my car?
With the 18. Scelzi was in the 7.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah. I got you. It was just,
you know what I meant.
And,
it was the 18.
they swapped around.
Yeah.
There was so much happening when
I know.
that was.
But
so
anyway,
many drivers moved teams.
Axsom needed something, and this could be that something. So it's given him more confidence if he ever lost it, and it's shown people that, hey, I've got it. Like I'm just looking for a little bit more. I need more on the other end because the talent is there. So it was great for Axsom, and I thought he was very humble about it. I mean, you could see the excitement. Obviously, it's a Chili Bowl win, but I didn't see any cockiness. You know, it's easy to get cocky as a young guy. I haven't gotten to see much of his personality before, so, but that we saw it there, and it was normal.
I'll tell you this about his personality. He was probably more excited that Indiana won the national championship than he was that he won the Chili Bowl.
That's
He's
insane.
a huge Indiana fan. He's a huge Indiana fan.
That's insane. Well, I mean, what did you think about the Chili Bowl going back to 55 laps?
I'm so glad they did that.
Yeah.
I'm glad the 40-lap experiment was a 1-year thing.
Yep. I did not like it last year.
No. Because I felt like last year, towards the end of the race, is when it peaked.
Yeah.
And that extra 15 laps, you saw at the end of the race.
Pursley could have won.
Well, you saw this year at the end of the race how many challenges Axsom was getting there at the very end with CB and Grant both right on him. And
as well, you saw a complete change of energy around lap 40. I mean, people were like, all right, no more. Let's go. we are going. So, yeah, I loved it. And I'm glad it's back to 55 as well. So, yeah.
My also favorite thing to see when Axsom won was everybody in the building was happy that he won.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw, CV go talk to him afterwards. As a teammate, he's happy. But I think, he's a very likable guy. And guys in the mid-org, guys in the sprint car world, they like him. And it's one of those guys that when he wins a race that big, it's a feel-good story for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess we'll wait another 52 weeks for another Chili Bowl, which, man, I hate that. But hey, you know what I am excited for now? When USAC gets going, because we get USAC midgets all year long. So, and this year I can do better of watching those midget races and the USAC 410 sprints, along with High Limit and Lucas Oil and all of that. Mm-hmm. So, World of Outlaws is always going to be a struggle point for me because I don't have dirt vision. So, I got to get highlights there. But
I'll keep you in the know.
Thank you. Appreciate that one. Wild West Shootout. Yeah, okay. I never went through. We never really talked about the format of this. Talk me through the format.
It's a 6-race season.
Okay.
At one track.
Okay,
it is
gotcha.
a miniature season.
Okay.
And that it is. Each night has its own paycheck. The more races you win, the more money. You know what I'm saying.
I figured so. I didn't even know that there was a champion, so I thought it was just 6 nights of dirt late model racing.
Night has I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. There isn't one single night that is the night. I think the first night and the last night are both the night.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the midweek stuff is still a big deal. All the races mean about the same.
Yeah.
But I like the Wild West Shootout a lot, and I love dirt late model racing.
We were saying we wish it happened a week before.
Exactly. That's
just right in between the shootout and the Chili Bowl.
Is having the shootout and the Chili Bowl, the Wild West Shootout, the same week as the Chili Bowl is just kind of frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because, I mean, you and I am very much focused on the Chili Bowl this year, so we didn't get to watch as much shootout as we would have liked.
I think I watched the complete first night and the complete last night, and then highlights from everything else.
Yeah. So
we had 5 winners over 6 races.
Huddy was the only repeat. Which, by the way, whose car was that?
So that is I know his last name's Rumley. I think it's Kevin Rumley car.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. I don't know if he's a chassis builder or what, but he has his race car. That's that 6 car. Hudson drives it. at a handful of non-Lucas Oil races during the
Okay.
year. Like he'll run the Wild West Shootout. He might run the Dirt Dream in it. I think he ran the
Okay.
Dirt Dream in it last year.
Okay.
A few of the flow racing Night in America, not all of them, but some of those races he'll run it.
Okay.
Sometimes,
Gotcha.
whenever Kyle Larson decides to run a dirt late model, that's the car he runs.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very good race car, but
Okay.
it is.
I wondered
would
why
say
he
it's
wasn't
any
with his
one person's
71
car.
team.
Yeah, it's not any one person's car, but it's not really a all-star full-time car either. It's
Yeah.
the owner has the races he wants to show up to, and I think Hudson's the first person he calls.
Yeah.
And then if Kyle Larson decides, hey, I want to go run a dirt late model, that's the car he gets.
Right. Well, and O'Neal, I mean, that car was obviously good because he won the championship for the Wild West Shootout, only repeat winner. And I want to say, well, he did have a flat one night, but I want to say he was finishing in the top 5 most every night.
He was solid.
So, what about Ethan Dotson? I've not heard much about him. I know he was Rookie of the Year last year in World of Outlaws, but I mean, he looked pretty feisty.
He's good, and he's not a driver that I think gets a whole lot of attention. Because, I watch a lot of dirt late model racing, and he's one of those guys, he's in just about every race I watch, but he's not a guy who they interview after heat races because he won a lot of heat races. He's not a guy who's on the podium a lot, but he's always there.
Right.
He's solid, and it's good to see him win. And, like you said, Rookie of the Year for World of Outlaws, still a younger guy. Oddly enough, they said he's from Bakersfield, and the Wild West Shootout at Central Arizona Raceway is about the furthest out that dirt late models go. There's not a lot of super late model racing going on in California.
Yeah, no.
And on the West Coast. It is sprint car country.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to see West Coast guys running the dirt late model is it's just uncommon.
It is.
I'm not really going anywhere with it. I'm just saying it's like an uncommon thing. I was trying to find somewhere to go with it. I was like, well, hey, they just don't do it that much.
That is all.
That is all. There's not very many of them. It's weird that he's not in a sprint car or an asphalt late model if he's from Bakersfield.
Yeah. Well, the win as well for Garrett Alberson had to be a little pump up for the start of the season. I don't want to say he won more than maybe once or twice last year, all throughout the season with Lucas Oil. So
but he was always up in the top 5, top 10.
Yeah. But maybe it could be a different year for Alberson. Maybe we could see something different as well with Lucas Oil going back to a normal point. Like there is no more like champion. Like it is a straight up all season long battle, which Gavin and I couldn't be more happy about. Thank goodness gracious. I think everyone and their mom after what happened with 2025 was like, hey, gotta change this. Which it's been a year for people changing their championship formats.
Yeah.
So, which by the way, real quick off topic, we're going to talk about that next episode where we're going to have a special guest. I guess should we give away the guest?
Okay. I think so. And it's
okay.
I've talked to him a couple times. He said he wanted to be on our 1-year episode, but since we're talking about the Chili Bowl, we're going to make it our 1 year plus 1 week episode. Joey Logano, great friend of mine, going to come on the B-Main. He kept saying, why aren't you he asked me a couple times, why don't you have me on? Why are you having these people on? I'm like, well, it's a short track racing podcast. I don't want to, we don't really, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was like, it's kind of weird to have a Cup Series guy on a short track podcast. It's like, oh, so you like them more than me? I'm like, no, you can come on our 1 year episode because we're going to talk about the Daytona 500 and the Clash and the upcoming season when we do that. So we're going to be able to have Joey on.
He'll be honestly like a regular. I mean, he'll be kind of a part of our conversation. It's not. We're not going to be like questioning him.
Much of an interview because.
I mean, you already know everything about it.
And like every fan with, the top 10 Cup Series drivers, almost every fan, even the casuals, know the gist of their story.
Mm-hmm.
And he's told his story so many times. So I think just having him on as kind of a third guest, or not third guest, third host, half guest, not really an interview, just hanging out with us,
Yeah.
will be great because that'll allow us to, have a natural conversation about the season and what he did this offseason, things like that.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun. We're hoping I'm going to post that clip right there. Try to get people to know. Maybe Joey will get to post some stuff as well. And it's going to be fun. We hope that we can as well have a fun time with him, but also maybe pick up some more viewers from it as well, and some fans that maybe didn't know about us before that love short track racing.
Yeah.
So, because
it's just a cheap cash grab is what it is.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I actually am really excited about it. I am really excited about it. It's gonna be fun, especially us getting to actually conversate about the new championship format and then this season and what he expects.
I like giving him heck about it because he's the biggest playoff fan ever, which I don't blame him.
Well, and
he's
that's
really
like I'm really excited. That's why I'm so excited, because if anyone loves the playoffs more than anyone, it's Joey, because they do so well in that format. So anyway, but we'll get to all that. We'll keep going on about the Wild West Shootout. I guess let's talk about the final night spin between O'Neal and Brandon Pierce.
Bobby.
I say Brandon? Why did I say Brandon?
Yeah.
Golly, Bobby.
Know.
I don't know.
Are you okay right now? Are you okay, buddy?
I'm good.
You're a little off today.
My bad. You go ahead.
It's all right. So Bobby Pierce was dominant all night on that last night. Hudson O'Neal, his car was a little better on the long runs, and it kind of came in there at the end of a run, and they were side by side, really fighting each other hard. And Hudson gets by. Bobby throws a slider questionable slider, not completely clear. And Huddy could have backed out of it just a little bit and crossed him over, but instead they both stayed completely in it, spun each other out, drew the caution. Because of the Wild West Shootout's blend rule, if you don't come to a complete stop, you blend back into traffic wherever you get back going. They stayed 1 and 2 because they were so far out ahead of everybody.
Yeah. Which was crazy.
It was awesome. Bobby kept going, went on to win the race. Hudson O'Neal had a little bit of damage on the left front of his car. I think he ended up third, maybe fourth.
I think it was third, because I think it was JD second.
Yeah,
or
JD
fourth.
made it up to second. Yeah.
So, also,
speaking of JD,
I was going to say, our other beef of the week.
In their other heat race, Tyler Erb throws a very similar slider on JD, where they both get into the wall a little bit. I think JD might have gotten a flat. He ended up having to go down to the B main, make it through it, start 23rd in the race. Tyler Erb wins his heat, gets out of the car. JD's pretty heated after it, goes up and
they had words.
They didn't fight. They had words. Looked like they were definitely, neither one was happy with each other. But Tyler Erb was, I don't blame him for throwing a slider where you're not completely clear, especially on a driver as good as JD. Every position matters in a heat race, because a heat race is usually one position is worth 4 or 5 come the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a big deal. And clears him. They're not happy. Tyler's running top 3 all night.
Yeah.
JD comes flying through the field like a madman. Gets up to Erb, throws the same slider on him. Erb backs out of it, which kind of surprised me, because I was like, nah, he's just going to stay in it. Lifts, lets JD go, and instead of being able to get back to him, maybe rough him up a little bit, or neither will be happy with each other, Davenport's gone.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a visual representation of the difference between good drivers and great drivers. Tyler Erb is a really good super late model driver. He's got a lot of wins. Usually runs top 10 on Lucas Oil or World of Outlaws on either the national tour. When it's some of the non-national stuff, he's a threat to win just about every time. He's a good driver. But when you talk about dirt super late model racers, Jonathan Davenport's one of the guys that is now beginning to enter the all-time great conversation.
Mm-hmm. I think he's already in it
all time. Yeah, exactly. I would put him top 5 all time in a super late model.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love that, and the talk about just how experienced he is, and
how he
what
didn't
he
get. He was angry and frustrated, but he wasn't rattled.
Mm-hmm.
And it was he got up to or intimidated him without touching him and drove off.
Yep. Yeah. Very impressive. Very,
Yeah.
very, very impressive. So, yeah, but that happened, and he eventually finished second. It'd been crazy if he was able to win. 23rd to the win.
He used up his tires too much.
But still, point. I mean, 23rd to second is
and
still
he was making
wild.
laps comparable with Bobby Pierce. He just couldn't catch him.
When is the next dirt late model event? What is our next deal?
Tonight.
Oh, it is? For what?
Yeah, World of Outlaws opens their season at Volusia.
Oh, that's now?
Yeah, which tonight, as in Thursday, before this is going
Right. On. You'll see this tomorrow, which I guess there's probably stuff on Friday, too.
Yeah, I think it's a full weekend of World of Outlaws. Then the Dirt Car Nationals start. Then the Sprint Cars come down for a few days. Then the Dirt Car Nationals pick back up. Then I think USAC comes to Volusia.
Hey, it's a Volusia party, as we know.
I think there's 20-something days of racing over the next 30 days there.
Golly.
And that's late models, modifieds, sprint cars, and non-wing sprint cars.
Crazy work. So, yeah, if
that's
you're...
what's cool is everybody in racing is about to be in Florida.
I love it. I do love that. I mean,
everybody in racing.
I mean, what? I guess next...
As far as oval racing goes,
I guess
you have the World Series of Asphalt's about to start.
Right,
so
which I wanted to say, when is that?
Here, I have Flow pulled up. Let me check. That starts on February 6th. So
okay.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now.
I will be watching every single night of that, and that would be fun.
Last year we watched those together. Those were
fun
we did.
Races to watch we did. Together. So it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. But yeah, we'll that's up next for dirt
this weekend. The Dodge Ram show.
Yes.
The Ram College show. Race for the Sea. That airs Sunday
yes.
At lunch.
Watch that. Check that out. It's going to be.
I'm probably going to watch it on YouTube after it comes out.
Yeah.
I might watch it on TV.
I am so excited.
I don't know if it's Sunday. I don't know if I'll probably be watching NFL. No, I think the NFL games are night games. Yeah, I'll watch that live.
Yeah, we'll definitely be chatting a little bit about that, and maybe be asking Joey about what he thinks about that whole deal about trying to give drivers a shot.
How totally no one knows who won, even though only one person from the show was at the ARCA Daytona test.
Hey now, come on, don't give me that.
I'm not. Blame ARCA, not me.
Bro's trying to spoil it. Yeah, I know. No, I definitely that was definitely a really bad move on their part.
If you're gonna do that, at least send the other contestants on the show to the test.
Exactly.
Or do a private test in the ARCA car with just all of them.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, I think a few of them already do have a NASCAR license.
Yeah. So
so
we could be wrong.
We could be wrong because Austin Beers did test an ARCA car last year.
So, yeah, I don't know. We're not going to say anything about that. So if you want to go look at that for yourself.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great show.
I am excited, and it's going to be good. So,
Did you see the video they posted? They asked all the drivers, if you're in a car for 1 hour driving 75 miles an hour, how far will you go?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't see the responses.
For 60 minutes, and all of them at 75 miles, except Trevor Ward. He goes, I don't know, probably like 80-something miles. He's like, wait, no.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, you know what? I probably would have done the same thing, not paying attention to the question.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was funny, though, because Beers looked kind of confused. Burrow was like, is that a trick question? It was funny. Fair.
Hey, let's get into Badass and Bonehead of the week. I will start.
Tip off.
I will go with Badass and Blake Hahn. I'll putting his balls to the walls on Tuesday night, absolutely ripping the top to get around everybody. I think he started like 8th in his prelim night, and eventually would go on to win. But, I mean, at that point of the week where the track was, the top was very treacherous. There was definitely a big lip that if you hit it wrong, you were going over it and probably flipping, or your night was going to be over. And Blake Comm was not afraid, and he won his first ever prelim night. And the emotion for him was really cool. Like, you could see on his after his lap, you could see him just pumping his arms, all this stuff, and it was great. And that's definitely my badass move.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Mac Leopard and Darren Nida on their super runs. And I almost chose to put Jonathan Davenport here because of his 23rd to 2nd run the last night of the Wild West Shootout.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, you can't not put a Chili Bowl moment for the Chili Bowl episode.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
But Darren Nida and Mac Leopard, they were awesome.
They were. And we spoke about them earlier, and
mm-hmm.
We'll see what comes of that. If anything comes of that, or what they're doing this year.
Leopard seemed like he had a little bit faster of a car, but Nida was just... He ran 6 of those 8 races without making a mistake.
Yep. So
his car didn't seem overwhelmingly fast, but he was on it.
He was speedy. He was finding speed for himself.
Locked in.
He was. Bonehead, I'm going to go with Cannon McIntosh. And the slider with Shane Golubic. I think that one's pretty easy there. I mean, I remember watching it, and I was like, that is ridiculous. I'm like, that.
Yeah.
You just can't be making that kind of move. I mean, that should not be the way somebody's race comes to an end. So.
No. And see, that was going to be my Bonehead. Like, I had that when I saw it. I was like, nope, there's my Bonehead moment.
Yep.
And you picked it, and I was like, oh, I got to find something else. And this isn't a huge Bonehead moment. It's just I had to pick one. I'm going to go with Tyler Erb being mad at Jonathan Davenport. Or not really mad, but kind of like, what's the big deal? And like not getting that. I guess he just didn't get it through his head that JD was just going to make it to the AMA and drive through the field and just blow his doors off.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it a Bonehead moment. It wasn't that he threw the slider or that there was a little bit of an altercation. Because, okay, whatever. That's part of racing. That is a normal routine. But when the guy that you roughed up in the heat race drives through the field, passes you, and drives away from you, that makes you look like a bit of a goober.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. I like Tyler Erb a lot. He's one of the best personalities in dirt track racing. Like, super funny dude. Great to follow on social media. Fun to watch. Every interview he does is great. So I'm not bashing him at all. I like him a lot. But it was just, when that happens to you, you just got to sit there and be like, I just got to sit here and take the embarrassment.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
That's all of our dirt stuff. A very small amount of asphalt racing went on.
Yeah.
But the season, Harsh Tour West, first major racing series to kick off their season. Season opener at Tucson. It was Tucson, right?
Yep.
Chili Willy.
The Chili Willy 150.
What a race name, by the way.
I know. And they called it to the finish. And that was a super race, by the way. So it was I don't think they did it exactly like this, but it was Cole Raz wins the Chili Willy 150. And I was like, what I would give to have that as a race call. That's just fun. That's just freaking
fun. I think even though the supers are the headlining event, I think the Pro Late Model race had the biggest story and even more eyes on it just because of who it was.
I was going to say, anytime Keelan Harvick is at the track and then
Kevin finally beat his son.
Finally. Which, to be fair,
it took him a year.
To be fair, all of last year, well, that, but also...
Or no, he finished ahead of him at Bakersfield last year.
He did,
the last one.
But I don't know if that was a part of their actual feud. I don't know. I think it was, but...
They're keeping score.
A lot of the other ones... stuff just happened to Harvick. Like, he got
Kevin, yeah.
people. Sorry, yes, Kevin just stuff happened that was not his fault. So,
Mhm.
but this it was great. It was a straight up fight between them, and Keelan led for most of the race, started on pole. Kevin was catching up bit by bit by bit. He dives down in one, and Keelan starts the crossover and kind of lifts Kevin up out of two. So he gets him a little loose off of two. Kevin does the exact same thing back in 3 and 4, gets around him and then drives away. And in Victory Lane, like right before interviews, Keelan came up and like they hugged, and it was really funny because it was just acknowledgement of that was fun and that was a good battle. Like and that's great teaching for continually for Keelan about how to move somebody and do it respectfully, and lose and lose and be a good loser. And so it's easier when it's your dad too, and to be like,
yeah, and that's like when your dad does that to you, there's nothing you can say or do back.
Nope.
You're just like,
yeah. Well, he didn't get an opportunity because after that, Kevin drove away.
I mean, like after the race, you can't just go up to your dad and start yelling at him.
No, because guess what? Keelan did it first.
Exactly.
So it was great. It was fun to watch them battle it out for that little bit. The Cars Tour West is fun. I would like to watch some more of it this year if there's time. It just gets a little bit more difficult, but you know me. I love the super late models. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's all for us of the short track asphalt. Obviously, the season's coming up. Yeah, that's why I already said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
you started with it. You led with that.
Yeah, because you mentioned the Chili Willy 150. I felt it was natural.
Yeah, it's fun.
So a lot of short track stuff coming soon. We talked about the World Series of Asphalt, and then the ASA is going to be starting up as well. The NASCAR tour mods are going to be starting up here fairly soon. And then, of course, come into February, beginning of March, all of the weekly series tracks are going to be getting underway, including...
Yeah, when do y'all kick your season off?
Technically, March 31st, we'll have our 2 late model races, but it's the Smart Mod Tours King of the Modifieds weekend, really. And so I guess it's technically the kickoff of our season. I won't be there because I'll be in Florida. That's where I was last year. But our first week of all our divisions is Easter weekend. So beginning of April. So
I gotcha.
But yeah, that'll be my first weekend back, and I am pumped.
Yeah, and that's gonna be kind of hard not being able to spend Easter with your family, though.
Well, luckily, I'm gonna get to. We're making it work. So
yeah, no, I get that. It's just it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, but yeah, let's move on to NASCAR. Yeah, I was gonna say you've got some NASCAR news in here, which I think is pretty cool.
RFK and Colleague, both teams, paying tribute to Greg Biffle. RFK using Greg Biffle's Roush number font that everybody knows, the lightning bolt style numbers, for all 4 of their cars.
Yeah.
By the way, Corey LaJoie driving the 4th RFK car at the Daytona 500 and at the Clash,
which I think is great.
I think it's great. Anytime as an organization you can add an extra car for super speedway racing, it helps.
Yeah. Well, and we saw LaJoie make this start last year with Rick Ware, which I imagine that partnership has dissolved a little bit because now Rick Ware is with Chevy.
Yes.
Which I had no idea. Like, why? I mean,
I think they're partnering with Richard Childress.
Which the crazy thing that you and I didn't mention at the end of the season last year is how many teams are either like going to Chevy. I mean, we saw Haas now at Chevy. Rick Ware is over at Chevy. I think we only saw one team come in, and I think it was the Xfinity team that has come in for Ford. So Ford needs some help right now because, I mean, Chevy was already the biggest manufacturer in the Cup Series, but now they are absolutely the biggest. Yep. So and lost 2 Fords. So, but that's a conversation for another day. But it's a little bit interesting. I'll get some numbers on that when we get closer to the 500. But I really love that these 2 teams are paying tribute to Greg Biffle because we mentioned Colleague as well with AJ Allmendinger who runs the 16, and they're going to do something with that number, which is really cool. And I just couldn't I still am in disbelief at what happened. Have you seen the speech that Cletus McFarland gave at Greg Biffle's memorial?
I have not gotten to
It
watch it
was
yet. I
it
saw
was
where he
really
made the
cool.
speech.
It was
And
really
I heard
cool.
a lot of people saying that it was a really good speech.
It was because it was,
Mhm.
he reflected on some of their great times together, and it was very sentimental. There were
Mhm.
some laughs in there of just the stories that they had, and I love that as well that people have their opinions about Cletus McFarland and what he's doing in
Mhm.
NASCAR. I personally have no issue with it. Of that,
I like
he's
it.
he's coming in. He's doing it the right way. Yes, he's got some money behind him, of course, but
Mhm.
he's not going out there wrecking people. He's not whatever. But here's what I love the most is that him and Greg Biffle's goal was to make a Daytona 500 start, and that he's going to continue that on. And I
Yeah.
really admire that.
Mhm.
So we'll continue to watch along with that
Yeah.
story. Cletus is going to do some more ARCA stuff this year. Maybe a truck start. That's not confirmed. The ARCA stuff is confirmed for sure. With what is it? I can't remember what
Is that
team that
AM? Is
is.
that AM Racing?
No, it's the
Or is it
team.
Red Jones?
It's
Red
Rhett Jones.
Jones?
It's Rhett Jones.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's right.
it's that 30. So, but yeah, cool stuff for NASCAR. We're obviously going to get into a lot more stuff here in the next episode. Talk about stuff with Joey,
Mhm.
as well as the clash back at Bowman Gray and what we
Mhm.
expect from that. Modifieds from Bowman Gray will be up there as well, and Rolex 24 starts, I guess, technically today a little bit. But the race will actually start on Saturday. But
Okay.
there's
Yeah, the race
practices
starts
going on
Saturday.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And also, I didn't get to mention this when I was talking about the Greg Biffle tribute. College Racing also getting in on this with the AJ Allmendinger driving the 16 car. That is going to be the Greg Biffle 16 font as well for the
gotcha.
500.
I knew you
So
mentioned it. I didn't know if you had fully
yeah,
said it.
yeah, I hope all of those, all five of those cars, hope they all get a good shot to win at Daytona.
Yeah.
Any of those cars going to victory lane would be a great emotional story.
Yeah,
I think everybody would be happy to see any of them perform well.
I think so. And I think I think everyone I think with I honestly think everyone at Colleague there are very and RFK of those five drivers with maybe Brad Keselowski might be the most controversial one, which is saying something. In the past
Mhm.
couple years, there's been zero controversy. Now you could say there is in his past, but with Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, Keselowski over the past couple of years, AJ
Allmendinger,
Allmendinger, and Ty Dillon, they're all
LaJoy.
fairly calm. And now
Oh,
LaJoy.
Ty at College, yeah.
Yeah, Ty's a colleague.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
So
not.
I
I'm not
was
talking about
I
LaJoy
was
because this is a one-off.
sorry, I was just focusing on the Greg Biffle part, not the team's part.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just talking about
Okay,
you.
yeah, I
You
got you. I
mentioned
got you. We're going different directions here.
good luck for them, and I'm like, I mean,
Yeah,
they've got shots because
yeah.
they're all decent super speedway racers,
Mhm.
and none of them make any. None of them have many enemies. Let's say
Yeah.
that. Maybe Brad does from some of the older days, but
Mhm.
so. You got anything else? I'm about out here.
I'm just saying the World Series asphalt coming up, Rolex 24 this weekend. The dirt seasons are officially kicking off points racing tonight. Getting ready for another episode here in the way our calendar is going to fall in just a handful of days because of the Chili Bowl being this week. I was sick at the start of the week, so we had to push this episode back a couple days. Our schedule's a little goofy right now, but by the time the Clash is over and the regular season's up and running, we'll be back on every other Monday. So,
Yep.
thank you for watching. Please tune into the next episode. You're gonna love it. We're both super excited for it. Yeah, I think we're good to wrap it up.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you in just a
See
couple
ya.
days.